I'm not seeing anybody replying my question. So once you can see my screen, let me know. Can you see my screen? Okay. So this is what we did in the previous class. So let me start this. Let me open the live server. So head over to my browser. Susan Local. This is what we did last class. So I want to believe there's no question from the previous class, and everything I was taught, you guys understood it. Because no one posted any question regarding the last class. So in today's class, we'll talk about DOM manipulation, how you can manipulate your DOM elements using JavaScript. So that's what we're going to be looking at in today's class. So let me just head over to Mozilla, Mozilla documentation and see. Let's check something on documents manipulation. So I'm just going to navigate to my browser here. So let me open a new tab. Just check documents, DOM manipulation in JavaScript. So I'll look at it from the. So I just want to show you the documents, the DOM 3. Just want to show you how it looks. So this is our document here. So this is what the DOM elements looks like. Say the DOM on the other hand looks like this. So this is your normal HTML document. This is your HTML here. This is your doc type declaration. This is your HTML. This is the header. This is the text. This is your metadata here. The metadata comes in here. This is your title, this is the body, the text section, image, blah 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 blah. So this is how it looks like. So basically in your DOM element, we'll have the elements node. Okay, let me just go through the text as it's written here. You see, you can see here each of the elements add bit of text in the document has its own entry tree. Each one is called a node. So I just want you to understand this. So now each of these now has its own entry tree. So this is it. This is the section. So this is the entry. Look at all the nodes on it here. These are we'll have a P, which is the paragraph tag. You have this inside it. Look, and anchor tag is also inside it. So that's the elements node. This is the elements node here. Here is the elements node for P element, for the P elements. So we also have the root node, the top node in the tree. That's what is referred to as the top, as the root node, which in this case of HTML is always the HTML. So now looking at this document here, the root node is this young man, because within him, that's where you find all this other node here. So I just want to go over this so that you understand it, so that when we are working, it's not going to be maybe strange to you. So we'll have a child node. Now here's a child node directly inside another node. So example of a child node here. This under this body, this body now is a root node to this section. So this section is a child node to body also this is a child node to the section, and this p, this anchor tag is a child node to it. So we'll have a descendant node, a node anywhere inside another node. So for example, image is a child node of section in the above example, and it also a descendant. Image is not a child of body, it is two level below it in the tree, but it is a descendant of body node. So when you look at here now, you see that image is not a child of this but a descendant. So if you look at this tree now, you see the hierarchy. So if you understand this hierarchy very well, it's going to be easy for you when you're trying to like access any of the elements inside using your JavaScript. So we have the parent node, the sibling node, and the text node. Text node normally is a node containing a text string. Let's head over to our Visual Studio Code. So basically, we'll just explain this to you so that you follow along. Okay, I think let me adjust this. Let me adjust this. So this. Just want to make some adjustment here. So when you indent your code properly, you see that you won't be having any issue. So let me head over to the JavaScript here. This is our JavaScript file, which is we are using an external JavaScript. So we'll have this. So if you look at this code, okay, let me just let me collapse these things so that it won't confuse us. So I'm going to remove the event listener I added to this here. Probably we're not going to use it. So now we are trying to access these elements here. So this is the document we are working with here. This is the document here. We are trying to access this button. So let me just add another element so that we'll forget about this guy here. So inside this main div, okay, let me see, I add a section. Dom class. So here, let's have our p tag. It's too long, so let me just break it here. Break it here again. So break it like this. We'll have let's see our h4. Manipulate. So inside this, let's have an anchor tag. So I'm going to have an anchor tag each let's say pointing to this. Reload. So we'll have something like this. So let's run this. So you see what we'll have here. So you see that we don't have anything here. We didn't style it. So but you can style these things and try to make them dynamic using your JavaScript. You can also manipulate it and give it a styling. But for you to do that, you need to grab that particular element using your JavaScript. So using the node elements that I've just shown you. So now let's try to grab the link. Okay, let me just remove this here. So our anchor tag now doesn't have a href inside of it. So our anchor tag has no href. So we want to give it a href attribute using our JavaScript. So how do we go about this? That's the question. So for us to achieve this, what we're going to do is to grab it from the DOM. We're going to first of all grab it from the DOM. So let's start right away. Okay, so if you have any question or maybe I'm too fast with the class, just draw my attention. Drop a message on the chat so that I can easily come back. So let's go back to our code here. So go back to this place. So inside, let's first of all we want to give this an ID or a class name. Okay, let's give it an ID. Let's give it an ID of link. Let's call it a link. So here now, inside our JavaScript here, we want to get hold of it. So let's call it our tag elements. Okay, let's just call it a link to link is equal to document dot query selector. So it's going to be what's the name we called it on our HTML. We called it link as well. So we're going to do link. So I want you to understand something here. The name, okay, he said, can I speak louder? So what about now? Can you hear me clear? How's my audibility? Is it okay now? If it's okay, just let me know. If there is need for me to increase, okay, so it's better. Okay. So for you to grab this particular anchor tag here now, your anchor tag, you can grab it using the ID selector, or you can also grab it using your class. You can grab using the elements. Let's say link, also link. So, but you know that your ID is unique, but your class is not unique. You can have several elements having the same class name, but you can have two elements with the same ID. So I just did this. Let me just show you something. So coming over here now, when you go to your JavaScript, so you can use document.query selector this, but if you want to say, you will have something like, let's see, cons element, go to document dot. So one thing about Visual Studio Code is that once you click your dot, even if you forget anything, you can easily see all the method that's applicable to that. So want to get elements. So these are the methods that is associated with this document here. So you see, you can get by ID, you can get by class name, you can get elements by name. That's which if you give it a name tag, you can get it by name. You can get by tag names. You can get a root node. you can get by selection. So these are the various means you can use, but it's more easier using a query selector. I prefer using query selector than these ones. So when even with the query selector, you can use query selector to select a single element. You can do query select all. So now when you want to select all, if you do query selector select all, what you are going to do is that you are going to select every element that has that particular tag name, either tag name or class. All the elements that has it, that's what you select. And when you select them that way, let's say you are selecting let's say P, all elements that are all the P elements. So let's just give them this. I made a mistake here. This is supposed to be a const. Yeah, so that's a typo error. So I'm selecting all the P tags in the document. So I've selected it as this. So now when you select this now, so okay, let's do something here. Let's do something here. Let's console log. So we've added event listener to this button. So let's just remove these things here. Let's comment them out for the moment. I just want you to understand something. So we'll comment this guy out here. So now we want to console log console.log what do we call it? We'll call it elements. So elements. So let's see what that gives us. I just want you to understand something here. So we'll open our developer tool. So when you click on this here now, you see that it gives us node list. Okay, within our documents, we'll have only one element, that is a P tag there. So let's check, let's confirm. Okay, yeah, we'll have just one P element. So let me add more so that you see what's actually happening. Lorem ipsum. Yeah. So let me duplicate this. Let's see. So we'll have more. So now I save this. So let me go back now. Once I click here, you see now we'll have all the 5 P elements that we'll have here. So you see that with query select all, we are able to select all the paragraphs that we'll have here. So as I hover on it, you see this is the first paragraph, this is the second one, this is the third one, this is the fourth, and this is the fifth paragraph. So with that, we are able to select it. So now this is the node list that we have here. So with this node list here now, one thing again that you can do is that when you click on this prototype here now, you can see the different functions that is associated with this node list. So you have entries. So the entry name, the argument. So now this is for each. With node list now, you can perform for each loop to loop through this element. Maybe you want to pass a particular parameter, or maybe you want to change the text for each of them. So you can use a for each loop to actually do that. So most of the time, if you have something like this is a prototype here. If you open it, it always show you the functions that is associated with a particular data or maybe array that you console log. So let's go back to this here. So I want to show you something using the the anchor tag that we did. So now we've grabbed our link here. We've grabbed the link elements, which is this. That's the anchor tag. So now let's try to change its text here dynamically. So here, so let me bring this up. So here we have our link. So we can see link dot text content. Let's change the content. So we want to give it a new content. Let's say top universe and apps. So we change the name here. So now let's also give it okay, we'll now say link. Okay, that's it. I was thinking maybe I use a small data for that. So link.href now be equals to, let's say https / let's say google.com. google.com. So now let's save this and see. So you see that the text has changed automatically. So now let's try clicking on it and see if it will take us to the Google. Okay, so you see that automatically it takes us to Google homepage. So now let's go back. Let's return back to where we came from. So you see with this now you can easily manipulate your node, your document elements dynamically, so that when a user clicks on your button, it will display something different. So also another thing again I want to also show you is that you can also toggle elements, using your JavaScript, and you can also remove. Okay, let me show you how to manipulate your styling. So let's style this link using this. So now say this link. That's this. But add and see my link. So, but before you add your class list, you should have it in your CSS here. Okay, I have a couple of padding and margin. Okay, let's add so let me add M1. So with this margin, okay, let me see, did I spell that correctly? M1. So let me see. M1. So let's see if so let me see what's here. So let's inspect this element now and see if we have that added to it. So let's bring this down. So we'll have, okay, this is the section in this particular, okay. So you see that the class M1 is added automatically on it. So, but I don't know. Let me see why it's not reflecting on this. So the class is added, but here we'll have a margin 10. So let's select this here now and see why. So you have a margin of 10. Take the same one as it. So let's check. And then so it doesn't have, because I don't have any other style. Let me see if there's any style that's conflicting with that. So, but there's no style that's conflicting with that. So I wonder why. So let me just check something. Add in. Let me add something to it. And then let's see 10 pixel as well. So link and this. So it's added actually, but over here it's not displayed. So let me just see something. But I know this basically this is not the course. It's not the course anyway, but I don't know. Okay, we're grabbing using a hash tag. Say a tag is an inline element. No. If with display block or not, it should work. It should work. Now, okay, let me just prove to you that it should work. So now, if we take that a tag on its own, so okay, let me just type it here so that you see that it works. So link, but I don't know why it's not working there. So let's say we give it the margin. The margin I wanted it to have here 10 pixel. Then let's see a padding of let's say 5 pixel. So when you load this, so definitely, okay, this, yeah. So let's go back here and make some amendments here. So we can have this here. Have fun. Okay. So with display block, the reason is because this young man here, is inside another element. So making it a display block, just like Oluwafemi just explained, makes it to accept those elements, those this thing, styling that we'll give to it. So let me just remove these ones here now and see. It also pick, it picked the initial styling we gave from that M1 link here. So so let's remove the decoration there. So we'll give it a text decoration of none. To remove it. So okay, but let's try giving it so basically when you want to do this, you can just like fix the classes you want. That's how Bootstrap does it. If you are using Bootstrap, you see that you are adding classes to your element. So those classes that you are adding, they are already predefined, just the way I define these things here. So when your page is loading, so it loads both those styles, and those styles is applied to your documents. So okay, for this let's do something very dynamic. Let's try to create a form. Basically, I think we'll just use it to round up this particular class. So let's just create a form and see how we'll style it dynamically so that it will change. So let's see, we'll create our form here. So we'll use our inputs, our name. So yeah, okay, let me leave that. So we'll just use a placeholder. Enter name. So we'll have let's just duplicate this name, email, what else? I just want to have a 3 field. Okay, let's use a track. So bring this here. So this is going to be email, and this is going to be what? Email, and here's text to this entire preferred track. So here have our button, let's see, register. So with this here now, so let's just preview. Let's preview this on the browser. Okay, so this is what we have at the moment. This is what we have. So let's try to style this thing. So let me, from here, we'll have our form elements. We'll have a width. Let's give it a 0.5. Give it a border of 1 pixel, border of 1 pixel solid. Which color? No. Let me use C4. So give it the padding of 1 pixel, and margin, let's see, 10 pixel as well, then auto, so that it will be center aligned. So you see we'll have it center aligned. So another thing you can do, let's say you go over here, if you didn't put these things, you have the option of putting these guys inside a div. Let's see, putting them inside a div this way, so that they will pick up different distributions, so that they will align, vertically like this, or you can just put a line break here. So you can just put a line break. I just put a line break here. So you see that, and this, it has broken here. So, but let's just use okay, let's just use a div instead of this line break. Let's use a div for it all. So, but that's how you do it. So let me just use a div for them. Just copy this. Paste it here. Another div. So take this young man out of this place. Control V. So leave leave this here. So let me see what is showing error here. Console error, the text content in Java 64. So let me see, Java 64 main content. So let me remove this guy. So let me remove this. So let's style this properly, then accept. You see we didn't put a require, so I just want to show you how you can validate your form. So now we go here. That's a form div with let's end. Adding, let's see, 5 pixel. So here we go from widgets. So about adding 3 pixel. And then let's see. So width, give it a width of 100% too. This will have right now. So you see everything is coming in shape, but this 45 is still big for me. So let me just give it 25 frame. For me smaller now. So let's give it a border radius. So we're giving it a border radius of 5 pixel. So we're giving it a border radius of 5 pixel here. So let's make our button. Let's make our button nice. Okay, I think I have a button. Okay, but the background is blue, 18 pixel. Blah blah blah. Okay, let me just give it another one, form button. So we don't want our button, this is our button, but it's not looking nice. We don't want it to have a border. this border here. We just want it to look more like a Bootstrap button. So let's design our own Bootstrap button here. So what we'll do is that we'll give it the border style of none. I'll give it a padding. Let's see, 10 pixel, 35 pixel. So give it a background of 007786. Yeah, it's B6. So let me see. Okay, so we now have give it the color of white. Let's increase the font size. The font size of let's see 28 pixel. Yeah, it's too much. This is too much. So let's leave it at 21. Okay, so let's make it a little bit crispy. So we'll give it the border radius of 11 pixel. Let's see if 11 is okay. 11 is okay. This is okay. So what we'll do, let me give it 7. Let me see if 7 will be enough. Okay, yeah, 7 is okay. So we want it to have a hover effect when we hover on it, so that we know that it's a clickable button. So what we'll do is that we'll give it a hover. So we'll do from button hover. So when it hovers, we want to change the background color to see. So hover on this. Let's select another. Let's select another color. Or you can still go. Okay, let me show you something. I think I have it here. As these sites I do get colors from. Let me see if I can still remember that particular site where you can get different colors. So I do get colors from them. Let me check if I can still remember the color. Okay, gradient background. So let's search here, gradient background. So at this site here, so you see you have so either that or this. Not this one, not this one. So I have a lot of them, but there's one I use often. Okay, UI gradients. Okay, it's loading. Okay, so these are different backgrounds, gradient background that we have here. So what you do, you just check the one that you like. So I think let's just pick one. I think the other one is okay. That's what I just passed. I think let's use this one. So you go over here, you get the CSS code of it. So this is the CSS. You copy it. So you copied it already. So here you just all you just have to do is Ctrl V. You pasted it. and everything is working. So it has a compatibility. So what you do, so this is a fallback color for older browser. So these are for new browsers. So it definitely is going to render in all browsers. Well, let's check what we've done and see the effect so far. So we'll go over to this. So you see, so we'll over on it. So we can add a effect to it, transition effect, so that you see the way I did this particular one here. You see, the hover is unlike this one. This one tend to happen faster than this because I added animation to this. So let's go back and add the same thing to this young man here. So we'll have transition of on out. So let's copy this here. Go to the button. This. So you can decide to make this. So this is your transition. So here is you want to make the transition to happen on all the element body. So this is the time you want it to happen, and this is the animation you want to be included on it. So I'm using the ease in, ease out. So let's change it to just a second. So you see, the moment I take off this, it returns immediately. So I think this one is better. So let's have something here. So let's have something here. I think our time is up, but I will continue if it permits me. Not error. So error here. Let's see. So we see there's nothing there. So basically that's where we're going to be registering our error message while this form is being validated. So here we're going to call this class, give it a class of btn send. So let's give here, here's going to be your track. So let's give this guy an ID of name. This young man too, let's give it an ID of email. And this young man will give it an ID of track. So we are using this ID to grab them. So let's go back. Let's go back here. Let's call btn for the document dot query selector. Give it btn dot. Remember, if it's a class name you want to use, it starts with a dot. If it's a ID, it starts with hashtag. So btn send. So we are getting the button to cause error message. Go to document dot query selector dot error. So we give that. So we now have first name, first document dot query selector. So just for me to be a little bit fast, what I'm going to do is just place this guy here. So here we'll have track. This for track. This actually track. So this for what? Email. So I think we've gotten all we need. So let me go back and see. What about ID, email, this, the error message, and this. Okay, let's go back to our JavaScript. So btn send btn. So here we have our send btn. Let's add btn send is a class. btn send. Okay, no wonder. So you see the mistake. I made a mistake in the typing. Instead of send, I didn't add d. So I was able to detect that because normally, if I type send, the IntelliSense will bring it out. So the IntelliSense didn't bring it out. So even when I clicked on dot, so these methods weren't available for me. So that was how I was able to detect that something is actually wrong somewhere, and I fixed it. So I want to add an event listener, and the event listener we want to add is a big event. So once this is clicked, I want to check if name. I want to check to see if name dot the name maybe. What's the name? So we have a name dot text. Just give me a few minutes. So let's So there's a little typo error in it, so I'm just trying to figure that out. So just give me just 2 minutes, let me figure that out and fix it. Just want to figure that out. So where is the error coming from? Okay. So I think I made my mistake here. So actually in this particular place here now, we want to get the names, the field dot name. We want to get the field. So if you look at that, so we are able to get that so this dot name I'm coming. So let me check if so name equals error, getting that error. So just is deprecated. Sometimes you can run into problem if you don't name the variables very well. So let me see something. So the add event listed the 71. Okay, this for this young man. So I think please just give me a few seconds. Let me start out something here. It's literally just little challenge in my keyboard. So yeah, let me see. Snap console login. So let me see if event listener will log. Just checking out something. Okay. That's refreshing. So what's happening is that once you click on the form gets re-rendered. So that's the browser gets re-rendered. So everything we did gets lost. So let me fix that. So we're going to prevent that from happening. So let's fix that. Let's give our form. Uh, so we'll go back to this. Say ID form. Let's select the ID form. Okay. Arisa is asking if we'll be getting a YouTube video link to this particular course class. I mean, yeah, of course you're going to get that. So I think it's like everyone is getting tired or something. So I'm coming. Let me just fix this. Then we can end the class. So maybe I'll have to send the link to this particular course, this particular class. I mean. So what we'll do here is we'll call our form dot add event listener. So the event listener we're adding is submit event. So we're going to prevent from reloading. So we prevent defaults. So let's see. Man, I'm having space here. So am I getting the spelling wrong? Yeah. form. Let's add this in a form. Yeah. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, this. So let's go back here. Submit add event now. Events list, yeah. It's correct, isn't it? So let's see. Still loading. And this is almost 9:30. So I think what will happen is this. I think let me end the class now. I'll fix the error, then make a complete video on this, then send it across. I think that will be better. So what's your take on that? Or do we continue? Like I said, a lot of people are tired. So kindly give your opinion on the chat. Let me know if we'll continue with it. I should just make a video and send it across to you guys. Please type in. Okay. Richard said we should make a video. So I think that would be the best so that we don't keep prolonging it because this is we've taken 20 minutes extra time from the normal time we're supposed to spend on this particular call. So I think I'll be ending it here. So what will happen is that just make a video. You get it by latest by tomorrow is Friday. So afterwards by Saturday you will get it. So you're getting it by Saturday.